you know, we knew it was going to be pretty hard for WWE to follow up on that absolutely stupendous WrestleMania 39 weekend in Hollywood. But, folks, WWE Backlash live from Puerto Rico with that insane crowd may have very well topped it. Let's get right into the show where Bianca Belair kicked off the show defending her Raw Women's Championship against Io Sky of Damage Control. Of course, both these superstars now are members of Friday Night SmackDown. But this was really the showcase of when Io Sky, of course, formerly Io Shirai in NXT, she went really back to that old school Io Shirai singles competitor that we have not seen, obviously, in WWE for a long time, since she has been a part of Damage Control with Bayley and Dakota Kai, and the crowd absolutely loved Io Sky. They wanted her to win. Very back and forth battle that ended up with Io Sky had Bayley down. She was going to go for the moonsault. Or excuse me, had Bianca Belair down. She was going to go for the moonsault to win the Raw Women's Championship. Then Damage Control comes out. Bayley owns Bianca Belair's brain, creating the distraction along Bianca Belair at the KOD in a very good to great opening matchup. Now, this will eventually lead, obviously, to the separation of Damage Control. They did not do it in the draft. They wanted to do it in an angle over in front of that SmackDown, and this is the beginning because Io Sky knows that her Damage Control teammate Bayley cost her the Raw Women's Championship. I'm sure Io Sky may cost Bayley and Dakota Kai the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships this coming Friday on SmackDown. Now, the next match had no build whatsoever, but it was still incredible between Seth freaking Rollins, who was looking for momentum going into the World Heavyweight Championship tournament that begins this Monday on Raw. He took on Amos, who, for the beginning of this match, absolutely destroyed Rollins, including at the beginning of Rollins' entrance. He did not want to hear Puerto Rico sing his song for 10 minutes like they did over in Paris last week. Seth Rollins is so incredibly over. The crowd was so disappointed as Amos was throwing him around like a chew toy. But eventually, Rollins got Amos down to his knees. He went for a pedigree and almost did a back body drop from his knees. Then Rollins got him down with a couple of super kicks. And as Seth Rollins would go for a stomp, Amos would hold his head up like the incredible bear that he is, choke slamming Seth Rollins, but it was not to be. Rollins would eventually get almost down, super kick MVP, curb stop almost, not once but twice, but almost would kick out. Rollins would then go to the top rope to go over a super stomp, which I thought was a nice touch. It made almost really seem invincible. It made it seem like there was a crap ton of finishing moves that ended but almost away. Michael Cole and Corey Graves even pointed out on commentary that not a lot of superstars in the past have kicked out of one curb stomp from Seth Rollins and it took two plus a super curb stomp from Rollins to put away Amos. So again, makes Amos strong, makes Seth Rollins look unbeatable going to the World Heavyweight Championship, and for a match without no build, that thing absolutely worked. Now we go to the next match, which was a really fun match, which is exactly what I predicted. A fast-paced triple threat match between Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory from Friday Night SmackDown and Bronson Reed from Monday Night Raw for the United States Championship as these three sort of wrap up their feud. Best parts of this match, I would say, would be the incredible highlight reel of Bronson Reed with his from the apron drop down on Bobby Lashley, which Corey Graves that could have separated Bobby Lashley's shoulder. Then the tsunami, which is an incredible move from Bronson Reed as he was hanging up on the top rope as Theory reversed the hurt lock and both men were down on their back, and Bronson Reed able to hit that tsunami on Lashley with Theory able to move Bronson Reed out of the way. Just a fun, fast-paced triple threat match which ended with Lashley spearing Bronson Reed. Theory able to throw Lashley out of the ring and cover Bronson Reed for the victory, which again, I completely predicted. It was very similar to the ending of the Seth Rollins Bobby Lashley Austin Theory United States Championship match at Survivor Series. I thought the interesting note about this was during the match, Michael Cole said he had interviewed Bobby Lashley during the day, and when asked about him going to SmackDown, Bobby Lashley said two words: Roman Reigns, which makes me believe that at Night of Champions, Bobby Lashley could be that challenger for the Tribal Chief. Now, the next two matches were incredibly invested in the Puerto Rico crowd because Zelina Vega, first off, she was challenging the Judgment Day's Rhea Ripley, no Dominic Mysterio, no Finn Balor, no Damian Priest. They were saved for the San Juan Puerto Rico street fight, but Rhea Ripley was on her own, and so was Zelina Vega. You tell her emotion, her overcoming of just being able to wrestle for the SmackDown Women's Championship in Puerto Rico with her family in the crowd, and she put on an incredible show. It wasn't a bad match by any means. I thought it was one of the worst matches of the night, to be honest with you. It did not go very long, which I was shocked. Obviously, Zelina Vega had a nice spot in there with the Meteora. We thought she could have won the SmackDown Women's Championship. It was not meant to be. It was kind of a hard ending where Ripley just sort of delivered a kick and then a riptide. Boom, 1, 2, 3. There was no screw job. Rhea Ripley went over Queen here, which was a little bit of a shock considering the fact that in a wrestler's hometown, they never, ever, rarely lose Queen as a whistle like that with no interference. Rhea Ripley was really playing into the crowd. The crowd was obviously into Zelina Vega, which I think made the match better than what it was. But Rhea Ripley was just incredible, and it shows her dominance as champion. This next match was, without a doubt, in my opinion, the match of the night. And that was Bad Bunny, who, to me, listen, I'm not a fan of Bad Bunny's music, but Bad Bunny undeniably is a great professional wrestler. And he came out there to the biggest pop, the drone involved, the cart with weapons. It was just incredible. Bad Bunny getting a superstar treatment and proving that the superstar that he is, a lot like Logan Paul. Logan Paul transitioned to the WWE world very well, and so has Bad Bunny. And Bad Bunny has had two matches, and he has shown his ability to be a great wrestler in those two matches. I thought him and Damian Priest had a phenomenal San Juan street fight, which was really, started off a little bit slow, a lot of action in the ring, a lot of pushing around, but once it picked up, you got Rey Mysterio involved. You got the LWO involved. You got Finn Balor involved. You got Dominic Mysterio involved. You have Damian Priest delivering a broken arrow on Bad Bunny through a table in the crowd, and then, picking up his carcass and throwing him back to the ring, which I thought was a great spot. You got all the weapons of the kendo sticks, the trash cans. Just the steel chairs, the chain of Bad Bunny wrapping it around Damian Priest's knee, the selling of Damian Priest of his potential knee injury from all the kendo stick shots to the legs, which Bad Bunny does not hold back on at all. Like, I thought it was just a very fun San Juan street fighter. One of the street fights that WWE has had in a long time. Credit to both men. Of course, Sento Vega came out as well, and of the LWO. You had Carlito make his return to an incredible pop and spit apples in the face of Dominic Mysterio. Like, everything in this match, in my opinion, worked. It was a very fun match. Even had Bad Bunny get the figure 4 on Damian Priest, and then obviously hit that San Juan, Puerto Rico, if you will, Canadian Destroyer for the victory. Both men were spent. Both men were exhausted. Both men were injured. It told the story of two friends from Puerto Rico who are no longer friends. Obviously, the Judgment Day changing Damian Priest. Bad Bunny getting his revenge. Bad Bunny's entrance was incredible. Again, the pop for this match between Zelina Vega and Bad Bunny's match, for everything in those two matches. I sort of wonder how WWE, still had the crowd invested for the last two matches of the show, which one of them was Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Matt Riddle against the Bloodline, and this furthered the Bloodline story. Listen, it was a little bit slow to begin. As always, it seems like with these big WWE matches, but once the tension started eating up, between Solo Sikoa and Jey Uso. The miscommunication obviously occurring with Solo tagging in Jey and then Jey tagging right back in. Solo did not like that. Solo almost delivering a Samoan spike to Jey Uso and almost not hesitating, but he thought I better not do it for my tribal chief. And then Jey Uso getting in trouble, so able to rip Matt Riddle off and deliver the Samoan spike for the victory. I was a little bit surprised this is the route they went. I personally thought that, the fight would ensue and that Sami Zayn would, after he delivered the Haluva kick to Jey Uso, I thought that was going to be the end of the match, but it was not. Again, Solo was able to interrupt and save Sami, which allowed the tag to be made to Matt Riddle for Solo to then pick the bones for the victory. So the Bloodline was able to get a victory. Now the question is, where do they go from here? Obviously, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Matt Riddle, they're all heading to Monday Night Raw. It is yet to be seen if they're going to split up the Undisputed Tag Team Championships or not. But seemingly, the Bloodline is now done with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle. And Roman Reigns can say they got rid of that problem by Solo Sikoa. And we've seen even since before WrestleMania, really since the Royal Rumble, the only person in the Bloodline Roman Reigns trusts right now is Solo Sikoa. And Solo has shown his allegiance to the tribal chief. Do the forms in the Bloodline start to crack? Does Solo turn on Jey Uso? Then what does Jimmy do? Does he stick with the Bloodline? Does he turn on Solo? Is their Bloodline imploding? Do we have potentially a triple threat match between the three brothers of the Bloodline, be it Jimmy, Jey, Solo? The winner stays in the Bloodline with the tribal chief under the table, Roman Reigns. The losers do not. You Solo win that match. The Usos go on their way. They sort of turn face. I've seen a lot of scenarios that maybe Kevin Owens turns back on Sami Zayn. Maybe the Bloodline turns on Jey Uso, and you have Jey and Sami come together, realizing that they were both right. I think that's a real possibility. So there's so much storytelling going on. Again, another fun match. I really love the way that they book Solo Sikoa just being this ultimate badass machine who, they did do another match between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. It'd almost be different now because you would have Solo Sikoa involved, who was never involved in before. I love to see Solo, who's just an ultimate machine, take on Brock Lesnar. I think that would be very fun. But Solo's just a game changer. They mentioned a commentary last night that he is the wild card of the Bloodline. He certainly is. And as I said before, I thought Roman Reigns defeating Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania was the right call. Tribal Chief returns to Knoxville, Tennessee, the home of the current Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, this Friday on SmackDown, and the Tribal Chief will be there to finish that story. So, indeed, if this was the conclusion between Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Matt Riddle, and the Bloodline story for now, I thought they did a good job wrapping it up. And now we can move off the Usos being tag team champions, being involved with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I think we may eventually get back there, as I already mentioned. But for now, again, we can focus on the infighting of the Bloodline as Roman Reigns potentially looks to take on Bobby Lashley or somebody else at Night of Champions and defend his what would be day 1000 reign as undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. Now, the real main event of the show was Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. I did not think this should have gone on last. I mentioned in my preview predictions, I get, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest was from Puerto Rico, but I had thought the Bloodline story would go on last because of the storyline, because of everything going on. I did not think that they would trust Bad Bunny and Damian Priest to have that good of almost a 5-star match to main event, though it certainly should have. I really like that Cody Rhodes came on at Brock Lesnar from behind because, again, as I predicted in my preview predictions, I did not think it was a real believability that Cody Rhodes could defeat Brock Lesnar. So how do you make that more real? You have Cody Rhodes attack Brock Lesnar from behind before the match. Starting out with the strut, I thought was really funny. Hit him with the steel steps. got him back in the ring. The match began, and Lesnar dominated Cody Rhodes. At one point, after suplexing him over 8 times in a row, like John Cena 2014 SummerSlam, the turnbuckle came off. And this is where the match really picked up, because once Cody Rhodes so over to drop to Brock Lesnar against an exposed steel, Brock Lesnar's face was a crimson mask. As described by Corey Graves, it was so much blood. It was more blood than we've seen in WWE in the last 5-6 years. The only time I could think of that much blood occurring was when Roman Reigns bled his head off against Brock Lesnar at that Universal Championship match at WrestleMania 34, or Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton at SummerSlam 2016 when Randy Orton was busted open. Here, Brock Lesnar was busted open, and he just did not care. He still dominated Cody Rhodes, kicked out of 2 crossroads, was able to deliver an F5 to Cody, but Cody would not die. A frustrated Lesnar would put Cody Rhodes in the Kimura lock, and Cody would push up on Lesnar, and it would pin his shoulders to the mat, which, by the way, did not look like to me his shoulders were down, but according to the referee, they were, and Cody was able to pick up the 1-2-3 and escape. And the last picture we see is Cody Rhodes escaping Brock Lesnar, surviving Brock Lesnar, with Brock Lesnar not believing it in the ring as the show went off the air. You know, if you're gonna have Cody Rhodes defeat Brock Lesnar, which I predicted Lesnar was either gonna squash Cody Rhodes, you know, maybe they go the John Cena route of 2012, as many people have said, where he is on a year-long redemption story where he keeps losing matches before he eventually got to The Rock at WrestleMania 29. Or I said, you know, maybe they go a double DQ, no count out. I did not think Cody Rhodes was going to defeat Brock Lesnar clean, but he did, and I was wrong on that. But to me, you know, Cody's crossroads finisher was not going to be able to defeat Brock Lesnar. This was the only way that you could legitimately see Cody Rhodes defeat Lesnar, was by surprise, because I thought it made Lesnar look like such a beast with that blood on his face, but it made Cody Rhodes a resilient survivor, and they're going to keep Cody Rhodes strong for a presumable rematch with the Tribal Chief, which, again, I'm still not sure at that point that Cody Rhodes is going to walk out undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. But a lot of guys got the spotlight. You know, Cody Rhodes, Bad Bunny, Damian Priest, Brock Lesnar, Rhea Ripley, Zelina Vega, LWO, Judgment Day, Bianca Belair, Io Sky, Seth Rollins, Amos, Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, Brunson Reed. It was the Bloodline, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Matt Riddle. You got to give credit to everybody involved in the Backlash Premium Live event this past Saturday from Puerto Rico. Not only was the crowd amazing on Friday Night SmackDown on Fox, they were even more amazing. I love the drone shot. I thought it was a great investment by WWE. I thought it was great television. I thought it made a great weekend overall, and I feel really giddy right now about the program Triple H is producing, because I cannot wait to see the storylines that come out of Night of Champions, and we get there in 3 weeks in Saudi Arabia. You like that clip from the Brand's World Podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Brand's World Podcast right here on YouTube.